week. But joining me now for more on this is Senator David Leyonhjelm, Liberal Democratic Senator David Leyonhjelm. Senator, thanks for your time today. Let's start on education. I know you're not a big fan of tipping more money, and you say the results don't show that it's working. But if you accept the government's going to spend this money anyway, is the way they're going to distribute it seem like a good one to you?
No, not particularly. I think there's some pretty profound errors in the whole Gonski approach. Sending money to schools based on the socio-economic circumstances of the area, the catchment area that the school picks up students from, is wrong. If you were a billionaire and you happen to live in an area where, which was a low socio-economic area, and you sent your kids to that local school, you would still get significantly higher funding under the Gonski model. I think it's all wrong.
Not many billionaires will be living in poor areas, surely.
No, but I can think of one or two that have done that. Now, a catchment area for a school doesn't necessarily have to be uniformly poor, of course, so you can have wealthy suburbs side by side with poor suburbs. There's a much better way to do it. There is a much better way to do it, and that is to allocate funding to the students, to the kids, and the money follows the kids wherever they go, whatever school they go to. So the school benefits if the kids are attracted to that school or their parents decide to send them to that school. What you need on top of that is good, transparent performance reporting, so NAPLAN, even better than NAPLAN, type of testing of the kids and reporting of results so that parents can make comparisons between which schools are performing. Then if the money is allocated to the kids go to the schools which are performing best. Those schools benefit. You don't need to go playing command and control, which is what is envisaged with the Gonski approach.
OK, well, the government was talking about following it per student, though. Are you saying it's not quite minute enough? Because it sounds like it could be a fair bit of red tape to specifically nail out every kid and get their socio-economic background somehow on their tax return, their parent, or...
No, it would be a standard approach for all kids. So it costs somewhere around $12,000, $13,000 per student per year to educate them to the Commonwealth. That could be just assigned to each kid, and doesn't matter which school they go.
Just a flat rate then.
Just a flat rate. Well, then you would add you would add bits for those with special needs. So if they are disabled, have some learning difficulties that require special care, then you could assign more to them. But that would be by exception, not the rule.
OK. Just quickly on this, it looks like the Greens might support it. Are you having conversations with other crossbenchers? Is it looking like the government will have support on this?
No, I don't talk to the Greens all that often, I have to say, except when Parliament is sitting. So, but my feeling is that it will be hard even for Labor to say we don't like this idea because it doesn't involve throwing enough money into education. That's what it's about. And Bill Shorten's complaint is, oh, we would have thrown more into education than what the government is doing, and you know, isn't it terribly unfair that they're not throwing as much into it as what we would? I can't see Labor or the Greens opposing this increase in spending. I will oppose it. We have a huge budget deficit. We've got a huge debt. We can't afford to go throwing more money into education, especially when, as we know, funding has been going up over the last decade and education standards have been going down. The solution is not more money.
Senator, you're a Libertarian. I just wanted to get your view on this Human Rights Award being given to Gillian Triggs. I know you tweeted last night that this is the equivalent of giving Saudi Arabia the Feminist Human Rights Award. Why do you think that?
Well, I don't think Gillian Triggs actually understands free speech at all. I'm not at all convinced that she realises that free speech is about speech that you don't want to hear, that you don't agree with, that you find obnoxious. She has defended 18C, the Racial Discrimination Act, which is all about protecting feelings for God's sake, from speech you don't like. I mean, that's not free speech. That's the absolute opposite of free speech. It reminds me, somebody made a joke to me this morning about it. It's a bit like awarding Joseph Mengele the Compassionate Doctor of the Year award, you know. just doesn't compute.
That's wrong, yeah. I
can get your thoughts as well, Senator, on metadata, this leak. Now, I know that we were talking about the process, but what about this broad theory that metadata is seemingly being used to pursue leaks given to journalists.
Yes, this is very sinister in my opinion. I mean, it's all very well to say, well, the police should have got a warrant to go after that journalist's data, and we still don't know who that journalist is. But what are they doing? Even if they got a warrant, what are they doing chasing a journalist's metadata to pursue a source? You know, it has to be a hell of a serious case before that's justifiable. The problem is...
So what should be done? We've got the judiciary at the moment basically in charge of this, because that's how you get a warrant. Are you going to push for any further changes to the laws in place at the moment?
Yeah, well, yes. The problem is they're relatively new. It depends whether I've got any momentum amongst fellow senators to do something about this, but I'm very interested in it. The problem starts when you mandate retention of metadata. It's a honeypot. People will come up with all kinds of things to do with it. All sorts of people will say, well, we want to have access to it. As soon as you mandate that this metadata is retained, that it has to be there, it's just a honeypot for snoops. And the solution is not to go putting more rules on who can access and under what circumstances, because of course it can be hacked anyway. The solution is get rid of it. Just don't mandate that it has to be retained in the first place.
David Leyonhjelm, thanks for your time today on Sky News.
Pleasure.